The Federal Reserve announcing on Wednesday it will not raise rates. Surprise, surprise. And the market loved it. Another surprise. But it did leave open the door to a hike before the end of the year and after the election. Janet Yellen denying that the Fed considers the timing of the presidential race when making monetary policy decisions.
I have no concern that the Fed is politically motivated, and I will assure you that you will not find any signs of political motivation when the transcripts are released in 5 years. It is important that we maintain the confidence of the public.
And so we welcome former Reagan budget director and best-selling author. He has a new book out called Trumped, David Stockman. He joins us now. Do you believe what Janet Yellen is saying,
well,
David?
If you believe that, I've got some swampland for you in Florida, at least. It's not credible, okay? And it really doesn't have to do with the election. I thought the decision yesterday, after 93 months, essentially on the zero bound, was cowardly, clueless, and catastrophic. The only thing this can do is inflate this hideous bubble we already have in the world financial system even more and make the ultimate resolution or crash all the more traumatic. And it is hideous. When you have $13 trillion of government bonds worldwide trading at sub-zero rates, when you have governments getting paid to borrow money, that's hideous. When you have trillions that are being borrowed by the corporate sector in order to trash their own balance sheets and pay out unbelievable amounts, more than 100% of net income in stock buybacks and dividends, that's a hideous bubble. When you have the S&P 500 this moment trading at 25 times trailing earnings, which is what it is, $87 in the latest 12 months, and earnings that are down 19% from their peak, in the face of a world economy that has headwinds everywhere, including the great red Ponzi teetering. So my point is, there are bubbles everywhere, and this can't solve what Yellen...
If they're not being influenced by politics, what is the influence? When Janet Yellen sits down on Wednesday and makes that final decision, what is the thinking?
There isn't any thinking. Janet Yellen is a robotic, Keynesian, paint-by-the-numbers, clueless economist who has no idea that what she's doing never gets out of the canyons of Wall Street, is creating massive windfalls to 1%, but don't tell me that she has anything to do with slack in the labor market.
You seem like you're holding back your opinion a little bit.
I want you to unleash the emails we're going to get this weekend after this show.
It's okay,
but Stockman finally said it like it is.
I want to ask this question because, you know, you're wicked smart, you've been around a long time. You're saying in this new book that we're on the brink of financial ruin.
We are.
Okay, so what steps can we take to prevent that?
Well, first of all, we have to have a house cleaning at the Fed. There has been essentially a coup d'etat. They have taken over the entire financial system. The price discovery is dead. The market doesn't trade on anything.
But Tom Russo just explained to the viewers that they are the market maker, for lack of a better way to say it, when there is no price discovery. You disagree with that?
I totally disagree.
I don't think that's what he's saying, though.
Yeah.
He's saying that the artificial rates are
we agree with that, but
that the prices are now beyond analytical.
So even their role as lender of last resort, that they've pushed it too far, that they've gone to the point where you can't even get natural price discovery.
Absolutely. There is no federal funds market anymore. When I was in government in the 1980s, that's what everybody looked at. There were market watchers and so forth. The federal funds market today is the Fed. There's $2.5 trillion of excess reserves in the banking system. They are pegging the rate. It's price control. And when you have overnight money for free, it's carry trade gone to heaven and back, and can't believe it because...
Give us a couple things we can do, though, David. And I hear you, and that's you're making a lot of valid points. So what would you do?
Well, first of all,
control of the captain's chair.
Okay, first of all, I would recognize that the Fed, through this massive intrusion, can affect what Yellen was talking about yesterday. Yes, there's a massive amount of slack in the labor market, but it's due to technology, it's due to social policy, it's due to transfer payments, regulation, taxes, competition with cheap labor all around the world. It's not a monetary policy. She shouldn't even be talking about it. Beyond that, the participation rate is hooked up by a tiny little bit, but but if you look at male prime-age workers, we're at the lowest level we've been in 40 years. So clearly, after all this money printing, nothing has happened to change the so-called slack. Secondly, inflation coming in too low. What is she talking about? You know, CPI less food and energy up 2.3% in the last year. The difference is that global oil has collapsed and commodities have collapsed. The Fed can do nothing about that. It's actually a good thing on the margin because we import more oil than we produce. And beyond that, the wage earners in America, I call it flyover America, that's what's in my book, are being killed by inflation targeting, by the fact that cost of living is going up faster than their wages.
If I'm at home watching this program, and I agree with everything you just said, and this is a program about long-term investors, that's the type of advice we try to bring viewers every week. What do? Do I basically put all my cash in a vault and actual cash dollars in my house? What do I do to protect my assets?
I think you get out of harm's way as quickly as you can Monday morning. These markets are dangerous. These bubbles are utterly unstable. There are a few robo-machines left in the market that are driving these prices to insane levels, and all we have to do is have one unexpected black swan, including possibly Donald Trump's election, and the whole thing will come unwound.
Never enough time. We need to do a whole program with David. You'll come back. We want to thank you for joining us today.
Great.